Because people are idiots. People are idiots and just assume that because they don't know any of the players that the SPL isn't as good as it was 10 years ago, and look, they've got Thistle in their name, they're obviously shite. Sorry. But yeah, no, so I thought it was a good game. Partick Thistle, we just annihilated. It showed us at our best in terms of hunger and determination and desire, and I really highlight that with Griffiths, because he got the goal when it was a deflected shot, but he's the one who really made that run, and he made that goal happen.
Because as well, one thing that's been quite impressive over the last few games is just how vital Lustig is to the team.
Massively.
Just up and down that wing, the crosses, and actually something more that I've noticed over the last couple of games is how important he is at corners, both offensively and defensively.
Yep.
At Inverness, he was winning so many of the headers out, and when you look at maybe some of the Thistle games, some of the county, I think it was, he was involved in some of
Mm-hmm.
when the corners were coming in. He was the one getting like the flick-ons, or he was getting to the ball and it was bouncing at a Celtic player. He's very influential corners both ends of the park.
The thing about Lustig, see when you compare him to Izagiri, and I'm not really going to bash Izagiri here, but see when you compare their positional sense, it's night and day. It's night and day. I mean, comparing Lustig to what Ambrose was just even greater than night and day. But it's unreal. The guy's, he's just so aware of where he should be on the park for us. And it's not really any coincidence that since he's came back, we've been a lot steadier. We've not been, absolutely outrageously good all the time, but he's added such a calming influence to the team. I just really hope that he doesn't injure himself against him.
I mean, that's we've got so many players who, when they're on form, they're vital to us and they're vital to the way that Diarra wants to play, but they're also really injury prone. We've got quite a few of them. It's worrying to an extent, isn't it?
Gordon missed out.
Yeah, well, that's the fear, that Gordon starts to pick up injuries, and we've all given him the praise he deserves this season. Some people have been giving him too much praise, especially on the BBC website, almost making out like we're a one-man team and stuff like that. There's an agenda behind that, I personally think. But Gordon has been terrific. But you fear, because if Gordon does get a kind of bad injury that keeps him out over maybe 4 or 5 games, I'm not a fan of Zaluska. I just don't think Zaluska's very good. And I know he made the save at the end against Inverness, but see the save that he made, he should have, the actual original save he should have just caught the ball. Do you know what I mean? Like, the ball came in, he missed the catch, the ball bounces, and then he saves the shot, and that's terrific. Get great reactions, but he should have caught it in the first place.
I don't rate the guy in the slightest. He elicits so much fear in me. I don't know what Fassan's like. Assuming he's Italian.
Enough.
I'm assuming he's Italian, and therefore he's fucking brilliant. No, I don't know. I'm hoping that he's better than Zaluska, because he's never instilled any confidence in me, or I don't think anybody really.
No.
He looks like a bag of nerves when he's in goals for Celtic. Aerially, he doesn't command his box very well. Even when he's, you say he made a couple of good saves, and he did, to be fair, but even then he doesn't inspire confidence. You don't look at him and think you were in command of that situation like Forster did when he used to get a strong arm to the ball and knock it away. Gordon does the exact same. With Zaluska, you're just like crossing your fingers. I don't see how, if Gordon's injured, how we would have any sort of level of success, certainly in the Europa League, if he was supposed to be our number one.
Yeah, what are your thoughts on Zaluska?
Well, we could just pray that by the time there's a possible injury in Gordon, we'll have enough points in the Europa League that we're going to go through anyway. So
aye,
not to rely on that. But yeah, I'm not very confident Zaluska, never have been. He has always looked very shaky, very nervous, going with the ball at his feet, and at times coming off his line, very slow off his line, very wary of coming off his line. Sometimes catching as well. I mean, decent enough shot stopper. So he is. But
that's the thing, though, and I agree with everything you said there. But see the fact that you used the phrase "decent enough" shot stopper. You know, if you're not very good at catching the ball and your position's not great, you should be a fucking brilliant shot stopper. Do you know what I mean? To make up for that, I mean, is it worth giving Victor Valdez, 6 months contract just to say?
Sorry, we've spent our budget on Lassan Diarra.
Oh, that's right. Okay.
Reputedly.
Listen, hey, terrific segue there. It's been denied. Celtic have denied it today. We're recording it, 7ish on Monday, the 2nd of November. 3rd of November. It was reported earlier today on a few French football websites. In fact, Chris, you sent us the link that Diarra had signed a 6-month deal. Lassan Diarra had signed a 6-month deal with Celtic with an option of another year. Celtic themselves have denied it. It's not to say that it's not going to happen. It very much could happen. There's been other links with Newcastle, QPR, a few other teams as well. The Newcastle link is due to the fact that Tiote might be signing for Napoli. You know about that? Czech Tiote might be signing for Napoli, and that didn't seem like a very type of Napoli player to me. But
I heard that on TalkSport, I think, or something the other day. I never really paid much attention to it because I don't know.
He's a thug.
He's not very good.
He's not very good.
But then again, that wouldn't preclude Napoli from signing him, would it?
Well, they're back on their third now. They're back on their eyes.
They had a good result over Roma.
It was a delicious result, is how I would describe it. To be honest with you, Chris.
Is this going to be the weekly back and forth?
Listen, we'll get to we'll get back to the back and forth at the end of the day. At the end of the pod.
Diarra, aye. One, I don't think it will happen, just because I think it would be a terrific signing. I think he'd be exactly what we need. Someone just to kind of run things in the midfield. Again, to be perfectly honest, I haven't seen him since he left Real Madrid, so I don't know what he's currently like. Obviously, he's not getting on with too many people over in Russia. Was it Lokomotiv Moscow?
It was Lokomotiv Moscow.
Yeah.
He was at Anzi before that.
Yeah, that's right. And then he went to Lokomotiv. They're apparently still got his registration just now, and that's one of the things that would be causing a problem with him signing for another club.
There's rumours that we would have had him signed over the weekend, but they are refusing to let go of his registration.
So have they just cancelled his contract?
It appears so. Well, he's a free agent, I think.
Does he why?
I'll just have a look. Chris, you continue, Ciaran, if you want to discuss what your thoughts on him.
I mean, Diarra, I remember he went between, I think he went to Chelsea and then he went to Arsenal. And at that point, I was never a big fan of him. But then I thought he went to Portsmouth and he was terrific.
Yeah.
Because I think it was a team whereby he was one of the main talismans, so he stood out when he played for Portsmouth, and obviously that got him his big move to Real Madrid. I think we've said it before on the podcast, a defensive midfielder, a really intelligent one that can kind of control the midfield, would suit Diarra's system down to the ground. He would sit deep, he would kind of get things going, break play up. If he is what he used to be, I think he would be a fantastic signing. Again, if he was only good, I imagine we'd only be able to hang on. If he was any good, we'd only be able to hang on to him for 6 months. But right now, I'd take him.
Would that not mean that poor Charlie would lose his position?
Yes.
Yes. Well, actually, we'll get to that. It's a good point you raised. But what do you reckon as a player with good signing, Ciaran?
Yeah, from what I remember, I think he was a really, really good, talented player. But was he an actual holding midfielder, or was he more of a box-to-box, kind of almost Ledley style?
Well, it depends where he was playing.
There used to be two Diarras at Real at the same time. There was Lass and there was Mamadou.
Aye, Mamadou as well.
And I thought Mamadou was more the holder and Lass was more the kind of box-to-box.
I think he did. He could play further forward. I remember him playing. He played full-back for Chelsea during Mourinho's first spell. That was when he was kind of getting dicked about, and it was like going to fill in at the back for it sort of thing. He could play further forward, but I think his best position, from memory, I might be wrong, from memory his best position was sitting deep. But I think you're right. I think he could play further up the pitch if needed,
I think the bigger problem would be the wages. If he's in Russia, then it'd be big wages.
Well, to be fair,
if teams down the Premiership sniffing about, they could offer him a lot more than us.
Well, here's a couple of worrying factors about him, and I'm not saying that here's just a few things that have happened. how it turned out that he became a free agent is he got sacked by the club. He started refusing to come to training. He fell out with the manager, refused to come to training, and the club just eventually sacked him, Lokomotiv Moscow. But that was in the summer. It's not like, all of a sudden he's a free agent and, we're linked with him just as he's became a free agent and we're getting in ahead of everybody. He's been a free agent since August. He's been a free agent since August. So, he's been linked with other clubs. They almost went to QPR in the summer, but it fell through. As much as, I get your point, Sermanni, that we might only have him for 6 months, but as much as we might only have him for 6 months, maybe no one wants to sign him. Just there might be other factors in terms of his personality, or because he always seemed like a bit of an outspoken player anyway. When he was at Arsenal, when he was at Chelsea, and even when he was at Portsmouth, very very outspoken, which is fine. I don't mind that if if you're saying the right thing. But
would not be the fact that the club are holding on to the registration. Maybe that's a big stumbling block from going in. I mean, what did they need to do to release it?
Well, again, it's another good point, Ciaran.
Are they wanting some sort of fee to release the registration? But then that's technically.
But if they've sacked him,
the registration should be ripped up. It's no longer.
They paid €13 million for him, though. I mean, do you know what? Would just
sell him?
Aye, or make him come to training, just fine his wages or something.
Yeah.
I mean, he's an asset.
He was.
He was an asset. I don't know. I mean, maybe you're right. Maybe we should leave him well alone. Maybe he's off his head or something. I don't know.
When he was in Spain, when he was playing for Real Madrid, he was known. He had the nickname. I'm going to get this completely wrong. Todocampista, jack of all trades, because he was good at going forward and he was good at defending, but predominantly played for Real as a defensive midfielder. Lassan Diarra, again, like you guys, I remember him obviously playing for Real Madrid. Can't say I've seen a lot of him in Russia because we don't just get a lot of exposure to the Russian league. Haven't looked at it. He's 29 and he's not actually played that many games. I mean, the most he's played, he played 87 times for Real Madrid, but for Portsmouth he played 24 times, 18 times for Anzi and 17 times for Moscow. So since 2008, he's played just over 100 games.
That's not that many. Oh, good goal. That's not that many.
That's not that many.
But do you know what? I'm prepared to take a risk.
And by the way, we're positive. We want him to sign. I think it'd be a terrific signing. Fingers crossed it'll go through. But here we've got a little question. Let me just get this up for you on Twitter. We put our questions onto Twitter. So the Scottish Soccer Show at Scottish Soccer, they asked, how will the Celtic midfield shape up with Diarra in there? I'm going to start with Chris Sermanni.
It will shape up without Charlie Mulgrew.
Do you think?
Next
Because he keeps playing him.
Aye, he's keeping that spot warm for Diarra. I mean, listen, Mulgrew's supposed to fulfil that role. He's supposed to sit in front of the
Look at the disdain in your eyes. He's so angry.
See, a few weeks ago when he was out, right, I think I even said it. I'd forgot how bad he was, right? And then it was like he was coming back, and I was thinking, Mulgrew,
give him a second chance,
give him a second. And then no, he just gives the ball away.
The Astra game, he gave the ball away twice on the edge of his own box.
Yeah, that's exactly what he does. He gives the ball away in key areas, right? His supposed quality is, he can open a tin of beans with his left foot. I'm going to say that every time I can, He's never opened a tin of beans with that foot, man. He's done nothing with it. He's not put a corner in since when Yama scored against Barcelona. Mulgrew, Diarra's coming in for you.
He's coming for you, big man.
Coming for you.
Ciaran?
Terrific hair, though. I do like his hair. It's terrific.
Oh, no one criticised his hair. Calm down.
I'm giving him credit.
Ciaran, well, you shouldn't really, but Ciaran, do you take in Mulgrew's position?
Aye, definitely. Mulgrew's got this thing.
Because we've been saying this since the start of the season that Mulgrew wasn't going to be in the team.
It's this whole phrase of quarterback where the footballer, it's a different sport.
Yeah.
It's not a quarterback. It's a holding midfielder who could maybe ping a pass. See, you actually watch him and see whenever he receives the ball, his whole body posture, he tries to emulate Steven Gerrard. I think he watches videos of Steven Gerrard and that's what he's aiming for. But he's just getting nowhere near that.
We were linked on some very unreputable website with Steven Gerrard during the week. That amused me.
Well,